I've lived in the United States since I was 12 years old. I built a life, a business, a family. I have 2 beautiful kids. But now we're thinking about leaving Texas because of everything that is going on with DACA. And for those of you who don't know what is DACA, it stands for a deferred action for early childhood arrival. But in other words, how I see it, it's a $250 yearly subscription that we pay every 2 years that allows us that was brought to the United States at an early age. We didn't cross illegally. We were brought to the United States illegally. We grew up here, okay? And with that subscription, they give us a social security number with a work permit that allows us to live here and work here legally. But for some reason, Texas was able to prove that we were actually hurting their economy. And I don't get it. You know, there's millions of us paying that yearly subscription every 2 years, and somehow we are affecting the economy. So these past few days, my wife and I have been having some really heavy conversations, whether it's time for us to move our family out of Texas. And it actually brought some memories back that I haven't really shared. You see, I didn't want to leave Mexico. I was brought here literally from one day to another. I was only 12 years old and I was still in Mexico City. And I was on the second floor balcony of a house that we rented. And I was building up a chicken coop. Yes, I was one of those crazy kids in Mexico City that loves chickens. And I still do. And I remember, clearly that day I was just like that, doing my chicken coop. And you can, from the balcony, you could see like the front entrance from the house. My mom walks in, she looks up and she's like, "Hey, we're leaving tomorrow with your dad." And I was like, "What?" And I mean, even though I didn't want to leave, what can you do at 12 years old? You have no voice, you have no rights, no decision to, or no opinion. You just have to listen and go with your parents, right? I mean, I had to live with my animals. I had dogs, my chickens, my family, my friends. My whole world was basically left behind. I wasn't excited at all. I was actually very confused. But yeah, fair enough. The next day, we came on our way to the U.S. and we got here to the United States in 2004. I was still 12 years old, and I never been back to Mexico ever since. And since then, like many of us, we learned the language, we went to school, I graduated high school, and in 2012, we were given the opportunity to be part of the DACA. And, I've been having DACA since 2012. I paid taxes, I started my own business, I married the love of my life, and now we have 2 beautiful kids. And we are raising a family here in Texas. I even started a nonprofit that supports senior citizens who've been abandoned or neglected by their families at senior centers. And we also help the homeless community. And through the power of social media, I'm able to help small family-owned businesses. And we visit their business, we record their experience, we pray over their business, and we share their story on our social platforms. And I do this completely free. With this together, the way I make a living is by offering digital marketing services to these small family-owned restaurants, these small businesses that at the end of the day, they are the backbones of our communities. And with everything going on with DACA in Texas, we're starting to feel that old feeling of uncertainty again. It's a pain you never really forget, to always being seen as a temporary when you've already built a permanent life here. That's why we are seriously considering moving to another state. We're thinking maybe Oklahoma or Colorado, we're still not sure. We're still praying about it. We really don't want to start over. We just want to live in peace. A future we can build without fear. A state where we continue to grow as family, to drive our business and our nonprofit. And honestly, this wasn't an easy video to make because we love Texas. We love our people, but our peace matters too. Our future matters too. If you ever had to make a decision like this, especially as a dreamer, I'd love to hear your experience. And if you believe in prayer, please keep our family in yours. I really trust God on every step in my life. And like I said in my prayer, I wish this government stopped looking at us just as immigrants and start seeing us as, brothers, daughters, sisters, sons, neighbors, and even leaders in our community. We're real people. We're building a life here. We have kids, we have family, we're working, we're paying taxes. We're not hurting anybody. Thank you for watching this. And honestly, I'm gonna go back to my house. I came here to my car because I didn't want my kids to see this. They don't know what's going on. They're in their own little world. I don't like them to look at me when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm feeling, with this uncertainty that we're living through right now. But, from one dad to another, I wish you nothing but the best, bro. And moms, keep doing your thing. Yeah, you're doing amazing. Love you.